On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds. Today we're covering several of the gifts. 4 calling birds. This symbolised the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, that wrote down their own personal eyewitness stories of the time that Jesus spent on this earth. Pivotal books in the Bible and key to our faith. However, rather than digging into them today, I'm going to point you towards Donald's talks on the Gospel of John. There'll be another one coming out on Sunday, and there's so many to look back on and so much to dig into. And they are more studying the Bible rather than meditation. And 5 gold rings. This is a symbol for the first 5 books of the Bible, the Pentateuch. And right at the start of these books, you get the 6 geese a-laying, the 6 days in which God hatched the earth, creation. And so today we're going to meditate on Genesis chapter 1. God often seems to speak to people through their imagination. And this can move beyond what we feel ought to say, or what we ought to say and think in God's presence, and what we think the right ideas should be. Instead, the imagination helps us to understand what it is we really want from God. What is it that God is calling us to, or what is it that God is offering us at this moment in life? But many people say, I have no imagination. Everyone has imagination. Take a moment now to get a sense of a place that you're fond of, or a person that you love. The power that enables you to know what that feels like is the imagination. And the way that we're going to engage with the passage today can help you to use that same power in prayer. Imagination works in different ways for different people. It doesn't matter how yours works, you can still engage it in prayer. Some see images with the detail of a film director, others get more of a sense of the feel of a place without picturing it in the same way. Take a few moments to become still and quiet, and invite God to work through your imagination as you pray with the passage. As Mike reads the passage, let the scene gradually build up in your mind's eye. Take your time, see everything that is around. Hear, feel, taste and smell what is being described in the passage.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. And God said, "Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it. And it was so. God called the expanse sky, and there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land, that bear fruit with seed in it according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky, to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. God made 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the 4th day. And God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly across the earth, across the expanse of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every living and moving thing with which the water teems according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the 5th day. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." Then God said, "I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the air, and all the creatures that move on the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the 6th day. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the 7th day God had finished the work that he had been doing, so on the 7th day he rested from all his work. And God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it he had rested from all the work of creating that he had done.
Stay in the scene for as long as you have chosen to, and then draw the prayer to a close. Take and receive all I have and all I am. You have given all to me. I give them back. They can be mine only if first, last and always they are yours. Everything is yours. With your grace and love, I can live what this means in the life you give me, in the world in which I find myself. Use me as you will. Use all you have given me as you will. Give me only your love, your grace. That is enough for me. Amen.